Hello people, this is Lat27 here, and here we have a new tier match, and yeah, some of you might notice that yes, this is the same exact team what I used against Xenon, but hey, I did some modifications so the Mawas wouldn't run over this team again, or so I assume, but my opponent here doesn't have a Mawa, so yeah. I found this gal on the Smogon Battle-Finder, and I really enjoyed the match, and I enjoyed it so much that I gave it +1 priority because I thought it was so intense and I was in many times in a pickle situation. So without further ado, let us begin the match. And here I am challenged by 50 BMG, and she is gonna lead off with Mundu, and I'm gonna lead off with my fellow. Both of us gonna lead off with Owen Pokémon, but as she is gonna send out the Mundu first, that means she's Scarf, but at the time I didn't get that, so that's gonna bite me in the ass later on. So I'm fearing the knockoff, and I really need guts on my Swellow, so I decide to switch into my Venomosa to take the knockoff and get rid of my Black Sludge. It is kind of disposable item. I wanted to put that Zangoose to sleep, so I go with Sleep Powder and I miss. So, but as the Hypno comes in, I decide to withdraw in a fear of Psychic, what it would be a stab, super effective attack, and I go into my Musharna Fortuna. And Fortuna now gets toxic by the Hypno. But as I have synchronized, I can just put that status right on the Hypno. And here I'm gonna use Psychic, assuming that she might not want to stay in as I brought the Fortuna in. So here I lock myself into the wrong move against a special wall. And the hit is as well resisted, so this is not a very good situation for me, so it makes sense for me to withdraw and send out my Mitsubishi, as she hasn't shown any offensive moves besides Seismic Pass. I feel safe to bring in my Mitsubishi and get my Toxicorp activated. And here she's gonna get some Toxic Recoil, and my Toxicorp activates, and my Swellow has the Guts boosted Facade. I mean, I could unleash that Facade, but I want to just preserve that because the fact is that there is still that Wheezing, and I don't think I can two-shot this from full, so I decide to U-turn out in case she would switch out, or even if she would stay in, I would deal super effective damage to a special wall. So it would be a good situation for me. In hindsight, I could have gone into Fortuna for this Wheezing, but yeah, it would have just repeated the cycle. So I just wanted to go with my Wild Bloom to get this Wheezing to sleep. The over 9,000 STDs are now sleeping, and I'm hoping that it would be asleep for 2 turns so I can bring in my Gigalith, my graveyard. But I'm not gonna put this Wheezing to graveyard. No, it's a physical wall. I can't really do that. The idea here is to actually, and she actually does the next level prediction, goes with the Sludge Bomb, and it gets the Rock type. As I get the Stealth Rocks up on the field, and she doesn't have a Rapid Spinner, so they are there to stay! So she's gonna withdraw and send out Mundu. If I would have gone with the attacking move, this Zangoose might be gone, but I decide to withdraw in the fear of Will-O-Wisp and go into my Samantha. What can kinda take it? Not really. It might have made more sense to bring in the what's the Wild Plume or Fortuna, Musharna. And here he goes with the close combat, just do over half, but I get off my Trick Room. And here my walls become sweepers, and thus I am able to work through the team. However, I don't really want to do that just yet, because I mean, I bring in my Fortuna, and she's gonna withdraw, bringing in Amanda. Here, as we both have Toxic, I think that the optimal play would be to trick the leftovers from the Hypno to my Musharna. Therefore, I would have leftovers recovery, and she would be locked in a move with a wall. That would be a very, very good thing for me to do. And so I do what I told you that I would do. And here I obtain the leftovers, and she is now locked to Wish. And here I know that Hypno is gonna switch out into something. So I decide that the best play for me would be switching into my Gigalith graveyard. So I could pretty much take on anything what she wants to go for. And she brings in the dragon, the fracture, and this thing, I think I can take this thing on in 2 turns, because I'm gonna go with the Rock Blast, and I'm looking at the damage. I think that 4 hits would be enough, but I only get 3, and she's gonna retaliate with the power! I'm thinking that Gigalith would live because it still has immense bulk, but this is a CB fracture and it KOs my Gigalith. And I kinda think that Gigalith has that Electivire syndrome. It isn't all that good, really. I mean, it's Electivire. It has the Electivire syndrome. Anyway, she's gonna withdraw Pip-Boy because my Swellow is now faster. 2 of the pack that Trick Room wears off. And I know I can now take on that Wheezing. So I go with the Facade and do over half of the Stealth Rocks. And it is a solid 2-hit KO on this Wheezing. And the thing is that this Wheezing is now going down. And now my Swellow can steamroll over my opponent's team. Not really, because the Zangoose is Scarf. And here I'm actually fearing a quick attack from this certain Zangoose, so I decide to withdraw and bring in my Bentley to take any hit she would like to go for. And she actually goes with the return. Bentley does take that, but not kindly actually. I was quite surprised from the damage, but it is base 150 attack. So she's gonna withdraw and bring in Tototronic because she predicts my Scald, as if the Zangoose would get a burn, it would be rendered quite useless. And here I score the burn on Tototronic, and it is a good thing for me because I can now stall this thing out with my Samantha, the Audino. However, the situation still isn't looking too good for me, and she goes with the Heat and Power Electrical Grass, but I didn't really predict that. I just wanted to bring in Samantha to take pretty much any hits, and yeah. So here I get my leftovers recovery, and here the Tototronic is going down with the burn and life orb, so I think that she might switch out. So I decided to go with a... Actually, I didn't. I assumed that she would attack me. That's why I went with the Wish. So if I would have predicted the switch out, it would have been a more optimal play for me to use the Trick Room to take that Fracture out. And as I didn't do that, the Fracture now is gonna score a kill on Pokemon what comes in, and I have to sack my Fortuna because it has done what it has to do. It crippled the Hypno, it did amazing, it gave Hypno the Toxic, so it did what it's supposed to do. And Fortuna faints, and now I can bring in my Mitsubishi Zero Fighter and retaliate with Quick Attack, take it out very easily. And I just wanted to play it safe, just in case the Fracture would be somehow faster. So just go with the priority as it was locked in outrage, it wasn't able to switch out. And here in comes Mundul, and here is the point where if I would have known this thing was Choice Scarf, I would have switched out, obviously, but here I stay in, and here I lose the most important sweeper of this team at the moment. And this is not looking too good for my side of the field, so I decide to bring in my Venomosa to resist the fighting type attack, and I go with the sleep powder, and it was kind of a dumb move because I just wanted to get that Zangoose to sleep, and it was quite obvious that she would bring in Hypno in case as a dead for it, and here she gets a wish up, and I go with the sludge bomb, get a crit, and I take this Hypno out, and that's not a good thing actually it's not a good thing for me due of the fact that she's now gonna able to bring that Golduck in, and that Golduck most likely has ice beam, so I can't stay in on this Golduck, so I have to switch out to my Audino. And here the thing is that now I have to tolerate and watch how the Golduck becomes stronger and how it gets all of the HP back. And this is a extreme encounter for me because this situation isn't looking too bright for me, and I really am in a pickle situation here. I'm gonna use Trick Room on this turn, I believe, because it would be the most optimal play because of the fact that I wanna have my Wild Plume and as fast as I could, so I could possibly take this Golduck out when I have to. And here it would make sense for me to switch in my Wild Plume, but I really cannot risk it. If this thing goes with the Ice Beam on this turn, I seriously would have lost the game right there. And it indeed goes with the Ice Beam. I'm glad that I stayed in and take the Ice Beam with my Samantha. Here I get my leftovers, and I know I can pretty much take the serve from this Tokotronic, and she knows that, so she's gonna switch out as well, but I decided to wish past to Bentley because Bentley with Eviolite can wall this Tokotronic, and it can take 3 hits from the Zangoose. But here in comes the Lopunny, the favorite Pokemon of one of my friends, and here I get back to full, and the Lopunny here, I fake out the Lopunny, I burn one Trick Room turn, so it might have not been the smartest idea, but either way, I go with the Toxic, get Toxic on the Lopunny, and here the Lopunny goes with the Switcheroo, and it takes my precious Eviolite away from me, and it's not looking too good because I'm not sure if my Bentley can now live a return from the Zangoose. And here, if that's not enough, I'm gonna get burned with my Bentley here, and Lopunny is gonna encore me to the Toxic, so my Bentley would be rendered useless, and I am going with the Toxic. Here, I pretty much have to switch out, and I know that she probably wants to go with the Switcheroo to triple my Audino, but I really didn't want to give her back the Flame Orb because that would also triple my Audino even more. But the optimal play would have been that I would have brought in my Wild Plume to take the Eviolite and then gone from there. So here I get the Eviolite back on my Samantha. Losing leftovers doesn't really matter because I still can handle that because I have Wish, and I also happen to, I know that I don't really need leftover recovery, kind of, because I don't know. But either way, it goes with the Thunder Wave, and I go with I think, oh yeah, I went with the Fire Blast and it misses, and that caused me a pickle situation here. As the Fire Blast misses, she goes with the Healing Wish and gets that Golduck back on full HP without a status, and this, and I get off my trick room. This is gonna come close, because if she doesn't, I get toxic on the Tokotronic, and she starts to set up calm mines. And the thing is, I sped this part up because it is pretty much toxic stalling this Golduck out, because I know I can take this Golduck out with 3 of my Pokemons, Wild Plume, Samantha, and Bentley. The thing is, though, is that the Tokotronic now has +3. I go with the Fire Blast to do as much damage as I could, 1 HP probably, and it retaliates with Surf, and I'm hoping, I'm praying that Samantha would live this, but it's on +3. There's no way Samantha would have lived this, and it's gonna faint. My Cleric is going down, and here that Toxic really takes the toll on the Golduck, and I can bring in my Bentley, use Fake Out, and then take this Golduck out. But that still leaves me in the pickle situation, because the fact is, there's still that Zangoose left, and I'm not sure if I can take a stab 102 base power return from a base 115 attack Zangoose, and here I'm just hoping, that Bentley would take the return, and let's see, will the Bentley take the return? And I take the return, and I retaliate with Torrent Boosted Skull to take the Zangoose out, and luckily I do take the Zangoose out, and that is the game! And I greatly enjoyed this match. It was amazing. I mean, it came really close because I made so many misplays, but it was so fun, and it doesn't really matter who wins or loses. What really matters is that you have fun, you have good time, and I really enjoyed this one. That's why I wanted to upload it. That's why I gave it +1 priority. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and have a fine day. See you guys next time.